But no, I mean the game for me so far. I mean has exceeded all expectations for me. I love the narrative for it. I really do. I love some of the narrative choices too. Shout out to Act One. That's all I'll say. Shout out to Act One. I love some of the narrative choices.
I mean, overall, it is an exceptional game. I mean, overall, both in game as well as the cinematics look fantastic.
Oh yeah, 100%.
There's actually quite a lot going on in the game in each
Yeah,
environment if you actually take the time to really look around. Like
really study everything and read it, everything that you
um,
find, whatever.
because like I probably spent 40 minutes just going through uh the Gomage parade.
Oh yeah, me too.
From once you actually get off the rooftops and meet Sophie,
hmm
and then just talking to the different people, how each people is taking more or less perceiving the Gomage now after it happening for 67 years.
Yeah.
If you actually look around, there's actually somebody in a trash can hiding who
hmm
believes that he won't be gomaged if the painters can't see him.
Good effort, guy. Good effort.
Uh, just before we went too far into it, for anybody who may not know, if you kind of stayed away from it and hadn't seen anything on it yet, Expedition 33, the basic story behind it is in this world uh, being called the Paintress showed up a long time ago and essentially had a pillar. Numbers started, I think the number started at 100,
Mhm.
and every year it counts down, and anybody who is that age uh, essentially
Disappears.
disappears.
Yeah, gets
Uh,
Thanos snapped.
Yeah, basically, it's Thanos snapped out of existence,
Yep.
and uh, the people of the world, or the people in this town, essentially every year send out after the Gomage, which is the day that the number changes, send out an expedition to try to go take down the Paintress or figure out what's going on and stop it.
Yeah, solve the cycle. And more or less, the game starts with the day of the Gomage with our one of our main characters, Gustav, on a building and gets found by his sister Mael
hmm
and everything, which leads to you joining the Gomage celebration,
Yeah, the
everything that's going on.
festival.
Because like, there's a lot going on. Because there's all
Yeah, there is.
there's the flowers, the initial set of flowers. Then
Mhm.
there's actually one table on the harbor, which if you go to it, Gustav will be like, "This table was from last year."
Yep.
Um, there's actually one lady who's sitting in one of the plazas. She's just sitting on a bench. She's surrounded with just bouquets of flowers, just humming.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of like you that the opening of the game took me a very long time because I talked
Yeah.
to just about
Yeah,
everybody.
I
that
talked to
could talk
everyone
to.
I could possibly find.
Yeah, it really set a tone. Like
Yes.
even the whole the fact that they have a thing for the furniture. Like
Yep.
everyone who's going to be disappearing, they just leave their furniture out for anyone who's still left behind to use,
Mhm.
which is interesting to me. Um, yeah, the whole it there's apparently an academy for the expedition, which doesn't
Mhm.
really explain a whole lot.
Yeah, it
But
doesn't really dive into that. It's just kind of it's just more focuses on like, hey, we kind of know what the expedition is going into the games. They don't really
mm.
focus too much on the academy, but yeah.
But I mean, it's just a very interesting just thing of seeing just how at this point in time in the game's setting and years of just how the people take the events, the homage of how people see the expedition versus um, how people choose to celebrate. Because, like, if you go to one of the doors, you can hear the sounds of two people having a good time before disappearing.
Yeah.
Um, there's one guy who's drunk, just raving,
Yep.
ranting and raving about it. Um, more or less, a lot of people like when they talk to Sophie, how some people sort of skirt around. Just well, I say skirt, but it's like we'll be like, sorry to see you wearing the flowers and yawn. Because yeah, we didn't even mention the people who are going to be homaged on the day are all wearing wreaths of flowers
Yep.
around their
Yeah,
neck.
Yep.
it's like because people will get flowers and give them to them if they see them as like an important person in their
Yeah.
life, essentially.
Um, yeah, the only sort of weird thing about that whole initial parade is the mime.
I was gonna say the mime's kind of. I just kind of walked up to it. I was like, "What are you doing over here, buddy?" Oh, we're doing this, huh?
The mime's attacking. What? How many times did it take you?
2.
You?
Yeah, too.
For me, I just really couldn't get its initial set, so it took me 3
No, that's fair. That's fair.
because I have this terrible thing for me learning the attack patterns.
Yeah, I'm
I-
bad at it.
I choose to try and parry instead of dodging.
Right.
Oh, I gave up on pairing.
I'm mostly
I
a dodger, but I'm trying to get into parrying.
I want to say one thing out the gate on this. Before this game came out, it was said that if you play this game, you do not have to learn the real time mechanics of it.
That's why you play on easy.
I'm just saying, I'm not playing on harder. I'm playing on the middle difficulty of like, yeah, I know what's going on. I don't want story mode where everything's gonna be a cakewalk. You got to know that. You got to do the timing.
You got to
stuff.
get.
If you
used to the
don't want to
timing.
worry about the QTEs, play easy mode.
That's not true.
Is it not?
You have to turn it off because I am playing easy mode. As it's well documented on this show, I don't give a shit to play games on easy mode. I just want to enjoy my game. But no, the QTs are still there in easy story mode. You have to go in no matter what mode you're on. You have to go into settings and turn it off.
Okay.
Yeah, for the QTs.
So did you turn it off?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm
yeah,
rocking
'cause,
QTs.
The QTs very very important.
Yes.
Yeah, and then also just the dodging and the parrying. Yeah. You gotta. I'm with you. There are some fights where I'm gonna get hit a couple times as I'm trying to learn that pattern.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, every time it never
See,
fails.
it's worse
There's
for-
some I can't get.
It's worse for me because, again, I like to fight fights that I shouldn't be fighting.
yeah,
So I get one shot.
yeah.
So either I succeed or I miss it and it's wipe, reset.
Yeah, no, that's why I did not like the stone wave cliffs because there were some enemies that for whatever reason my brain could not get the pattern down. Like the little Reaper dude, I could not get his pattern down at all.
The one with the sword?
With where he fires like little purple things,
Oh no, you just take
What?
them out before they get a turn.
dude.
Oh, those. Yeah, no, they never survived.
Dude, those things I could not
I-
get the pattern down.
I got hit by him in the first fight, and I went, okay, we're gonna refigure out all my abilities right now.
There you
They
go.
are never getting a turn again.
Yeah, because those things
Oh,
are annoying as hell.
No, after when they initially set the whole thing of flyers have to be shot down, I went, all right, flyers die first.
Right? Yep.
So since the beginning of the game, I don't even know what attacks that thing has because I saw it was a flyer. I went, you're dead.
Oh, that's like I told you guys before we started. I have a character who is dedicated to free shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because like all I know that those things do in that cave is if you shoot the orb shooting around it, it gives its teammates armor. Because that's its weak point is the orbs.
Yeah.
So if you shoot those, it gives its allies 2 armor. That's the only thing I know it does because it never survives past round 1.
Yep. No,
Yeah.
you gotta free aim that thing, but whenever it does
Very-
attack, I could never get the pattern down.
Very few enemies that aren't like kind of like the more boss type enemies
Yeah.
in the game. Very few of them at this point survive a round.
Right. I also want to circle back to just like the opening of the game.
Yes.
Because I want to say this for me personally, just with how everything was shot and how they kind of delivered everything, it's one of the best prologues I've ever played.
Oh,
for
it
a
is
game.
fantastic.
Oh,
Like
it is awesome.
even like
Yeah, it's unbelievable the way things are shot because like it's not only from the way things are shot from like a camera point of view, but also just like the overall theming of where you get thrown into it, the way that you do this whole entire new property, this whole new world, and the whole theming of walking towards your death with acceptance.
yes.
Just really weighing very heavy on everyone there, and just the whole constant setting of the tone of there's going to be so many more of these kids go to the orphanage that's already full because their parents are about to get
Yep.
Thanos snapped. Just the theming and the like the camera work, the timing, the music.
The music's on point on every zone.
Like the isolation where it starts and it only has Gustav, like just that.
Yes.
Everything about the prologue absolutely blew me away. It was incredible. And then dude, when the expedition actually starts, the camera work there was awesome.
Oh, it was
Dude,
fantastic.
it was great.
Dude, the back and forth between black to characters,
Yep.
absolutely incredible. The prologue for this game will get you hooked immediately.
Oh, it's just the other aspect of the opening before we even get the setting off for expedition cutscene.
Yeah.
Just the contrast of how they use the light and everything. Like
Yeah.
it was like pretty much like midday for the homage celebration and whatnot. And then the change from using the sunset of when the painter stood, repainting the new number, using the sunset as it slowly went from sunset, darker, darker, and darker as more and more people disappeared. And then the other aspect of just seeing how full the streets were and everything during that initial walkthrough and everything. Then we get into the party for the expedition send off.
Yep.
And there's literally no one besides anyone who's actually involved with the expedition in some form or fashion or people with it.
Yep.
Also, just speaking of that, like when it changed to just the expedition group, like getting ready to go out and try to like have one last celebration, the tonal shift.
Oh, yes.
Between the Gobage parade and all that to people like trying to have one last moment of like enjoyment before they set off to what they perceive as certain death.
Yep.
Yes. Because, and yeah, just different interactions because you can talk to pretty much everyone there at the expedition party.
Yep.
What do you guys buy with your coin?
You can get all 3.
I didn't get all 3.
You can get all 3.
What was the first thing that you bought? Because I didn't spend much time at the expedition.
Like the artifact one.
Yeah, the Picto.
Yeah, that's
I got. That's what I got. I didn't get all 3. By the time I was there, I talked to a couple people, and at that point I was ready to go.
Yeah,
you should have at least gotten 2 because Mael literally gives you 1.
Yeah, I was ready to go.
Well, I'm done here.
I take that back. You have to win the fight with Mael to get the token.
Yeah, it hit the point where like as soon as
Emma?
Yeah. As soon as she showed up, I was like, I'm ready. I'm going. Let's get the expedition. Because even before then, I talked to a couple people that were standing around there, and I was like, I'm gassed up to go now.
Right.
See, I really enjoyed actually talking to everyone because like you have all the expedition people, Lucian and Catherine, who seem to be Gustav's friends and whatnot, trying to like initially sort of console him after Sophie disappears.
Yeah, because I think that's the one point that I didn't talk to every character that I possibly could.
Yeah, and like just the outset of like the commander Alan, the leader, Gustav's students who are there at the end with the journal and everything, and just how their sort of mindset is with them going to be a future generation of expeditioners, which is wild to think about.
Yeah, right.
But because
we just know you're gonna die. So,
well, it's just wild to think about because all his 3 students seemed like they were in like maybe 10 to 12.
Yeah, they're like little kids, but in a few years they're gonna be going out.
Yeah, so by the time they hit like 20, maybe they'd be going out. Because that's the thing that's real wild to me is that Mael apparently she's only like 15 or 16.
Well, she's 9 years younger than.
Well, no, he said you have 9 good years left, and the time goes down. So she'd end up going out on.
Oh yeah, I guess that's
because I did the math. Because if she waited, she would disappear on the 24th, on 24.
Okay, so yeah, it's like she's young, but she's like, we're going out.
Yeah,
if you're going, I'm going.
Yeah, which is sort of wild, but yeah, just the whole shift of thing, and then the initial speech that Emma does to the ship going off to the hell of an opener on the shore.
Dude, the shore opening is incredible. So good.
Like as soon as the music disappeared and I just heard I went, ah, shit.
Yeah, here we go. And then it's like not just the end of the prologue, but even just getting into Act 1.
Oh yeah,
the very first part of Act 1 before you meet with your first companion. It's like just the extreme weight of what you're facing.
Oh, the mental anguish that Gustav. Gustav.
The mental battle there, man. Like when he sets down, I was just like, dude, this is incredible.
That was a really nice shot because, like, so just to put it out there, at no point in this story, in terms of prologue to Act 1, I think there's maybe been 2 moments of uplifting. Everything else has been sort of on a damper.
Oh, yeah.
This is definitely a story of struggle and perseverance.
Yeah.
And not overcoming challenges that come at you.
But I want to add because this is something I really wanted to shout out. Even though that is 1000% true, I absolutely love how there's those sprinkled moments of unseriousness.
Oh yeah,
nonstop. Like starting off with the 2 brothers. Yeah, I beat up my little brother, to get stronger. It's like that cracked me up. And then just like some stuff that you see at camp and stuff. But already one of my favorite things is your last companion that you get.
OCL?
No, your last companion you get, your very last one.
Oh, okay.
Where he whenever he gets excited, he talks very fast. And it's so funny to me. It's hilarious.
Okay.
Where when you're going to recruit him with like his best friend, whatever, at first, this companion I'm referring to, he's just like, no, I'm not going. Forget that. I'm not doing it. And then, the other guy's just like, there's going to be a lot of fights. He's like, yeah, there is going to be a lot of fights. It's like, going to be a lot of fights. Yeah, a lot of fights. I'm in. It's just that he starts talking very quickly. There was a moment at camp where he's just like told one character, hey, you should go do this, cheer them up, whatever. He's just like, the thing that's going to like be like, you talk about the thing that's going to cause me a lot of pain. He's like, yes, the thing that's going to cause you a lot of pain. Like he just talks very quick and it's just so super unserious when he gets excited.
I mean, you get with that with like SK? Because like when like one of the camp scenes with one of your later characters whose name I can't remember to say, it's Ben Starr's character.
Oh, Verso.
Yeah, Verso. You go up to him, he's like, yeah, SK, how's it been? It's like, oh, I've been doing well. It's like, you lose your stones again? Yeah, I lost them again.
It's like, are you doing this on purpose?
Yeah, he's like, I found them 10 times for you now. Yeah. Are you doing this on purpose? Yeah, I'm losing them on purpose so we can go on more adventures.
It's like, I've found it for you 10 times over. Are you just losing them so I'll come hang out with you? Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
so we can go on adventures. Yeah, adventures are good.
Yeah. No, Verso and that last companion I'm talking about, like their interactions are just gold. Absolute gold. Like just like he seemed like such like a cool kind of character, as well as like a little bit of like almost like a drunken side to him almost. Yeah. But just that quick interaction, it's like, nope, I'm not doing it. You know what happened last time. It's just like and Verso's like, there's gonna be a lot of fights. And he's just like, there is going to be a lot of fights. Yeah, going to be a lot of fights. Yeah, I'm in. And it's like, all right, let's go. Yeah. It's just little stupid shit like that. So there is lightheartedness to it that gets sprinkled in that's just complete gold.
One thing I want to shout out, I don't want to get too far into it or get too descriptive of it because it is heavily story, spoilery.
Oh my God, yeah.
But you talk about camera work when the color scene shifts to black and white.
Oh my God,
yeah.
I know.
Anytime that happened, like the first time it happened, I'm sitting there, I go, I don't like this. Because with the black and white camera, like when it takes all the color out of it and the characters are sitting there and they're just looking straight into the camera, dude, it looks so good.
Yeah.
It looks like pretty realistic too.
The cinematics and the camera work angles that they did with any of the cinematics is fantastically well done.
Yeah, like specifically anytime the camera cuts to black and white during a cutscene, oh, it's good.
Oh, dude, I know. Like I can't express enough just how well they've done the camera work throughout the entire game. Like whether if it be like the black and white moments or like epic, climactic finishes to a certain like boss fight, for example. I think you know the one I'm talking about. Yeah. Just stuff like that, dude. I mean, like it's just incredible. Like one particular scene.
I know exactly which boss fight you're talking about because I couldn't see shit.
Yeah, it was really dark in there. Yeah, because so that was the first time that after that boss fight, I actually had to go in and turn up stuff because I was like, where do I go? I can't see.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
But no, also
this is something I haven't done yet.
It's literally your next boss fight.
Yeah.
But like literally, it finishes the fight and I seen this whole cinematic thing of going, it's like, that probably looked cool. I don't know what the fuck just happened.
So as soon as it ended and I was able to move again, I was literally looking around like, where do I go? I can't see. I can't see where to walk. I did have to turn up like some settings for that. But also with the camera work, right after that fight, there's a pretty important scene.
Yeah.
And the camera work for it was incredible. Just going through everybody and the different shots.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it was so good.
It's a very good scene.
Like that's the entire game, man. Is that the camera work is unbelievable what they've been able to do with this.
And like one of the things that I remember them mentioning, during one of their Studio One's things talking about Expedition 33 was just like them talking about the characters' relationships to each other and just how each one of them was on this expedition and whatnot. And you can really see it, especially in that one scene you're talking about.
Yeah.
Just with how those characters are connected with each other.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. All, having basically a different way to perceive what they're saying.
Which is a wild thing, which I looked out and didn't ruin that scene because I had somewhat appropriate cosmetic outfits for my characters. So the scene was right on point. But if I had some of the other outfits I know I had, I could not taken that scene seriously at all.
Yeah,
'Cause-
that scene would have been ruined.
Because
I mean, there's certain cosmetics in this game that I just won't wear because even just walking around, I
Yes.
wouldn't be able to take the game seriously.
Yeah.
because like I couldn't take any scenes. I can't take any. I say can't. Probably any future ones as well. Any scenes with Gustav, I can't take seriously because the mime in Spring Waters.
You're wearing the damn mime outfit.
I'm wearing the damn sunglasses, and the beret.
God dang it, Zach.
At least I'm wearing like the Lumiere suit.
Right, yeah, the suit.
So once I got the Lumiere suit, he's wearing the suit, but he's still got that damn red cap and the damn sunglasses.
Okay, I
Jesus
didn't
Christ.
put those on. The only character that's running around like I have the Lumiere suit on, but other than that, Mael is running around in the red skirt.
See, I ran around with that for a long time.
I'm probably gonna change it soon, specifically because when you get in a battle, if you get beat up, it doesn't look good bloody.
I mean, I don't doubt it.
Because if you get your ass kicked in a fight, your character get real bloody, and it looks terrible when it's bloody.
See, I had her running around in the skirt outfit. I changed it to civilian when I got that.
Okay, yeah, I don't have that yet.
It's from a random gestural merchant.
Yeah, I've been hitting up every single one of those I can have because let me tell you, I told you boys the hairstyle game is on point.
It
in
is
this
really
game.
good.
It is, yeah.
I'm changing it constantly.
The only hairstyle I don't like is just the gestural one.
Yeah, I didn't like that one. either.
I put it on once to see what it looked like and took it immediately back
Yep.
off.
All the other ones are looking pretty good. Because yeah, like I'm just a real ashamed because at this point, the one who has the least cosmetics is CL.
Shit, dude, I'm racking stuff up
I was
on
gonna
her
say
right now.
I
For me, it's Mayel.
was gonna say for me.
I wonder if it's random then with the gestural merchant because I have a crap ton of stuff for Mael Lune
Dude,
with CL. I literally have no other costume for her besides the baguette, and then she has like 6 hairstyles now. So
yeah,
I was
I've got
gonna
like
say,
6 or 7 hairstyles for her.
the outfits I'm less worried about. I'm more worried about the hairstyles.
yeah,
And I've got plenty of good hairstyles for everybody right now that I'm like I'll play for like an hour and I'm like, okay, let's change this up a little bit. Because some that I liked, like they look good running around in,
yeah,
but they're not good cutscene hair
yeah.
because it clips through everything.
Mm.
One thing that we did briefly mention was good, but I've got to shout out is the soundtrack. To this
Oh
game.
my
Yes.
god, I know.
The music is on point.
When you guys go to camp, is the first thing you do put a song on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did the records that you find that you can play are incredible.
Oh yeah, I've collected all of them from that first zone. That's possible.
I don't know how many are possible in the first zone. I have 3 right now.
Oh, there's so much more.
Yeah, I've got some more running around to clean up like little things here and there.
Because like several of those zones in the first
I
area
may have more actually. I just haven't been back to camp in a while.
is literally just a small diorama scene with like one or
Yeah.
two items.
I've found a few of those.
And most of those just have like a record there.
Yeah, I found a few of those, and they are all incredible.
The only optional dungeon that I'm aware of in that first area is Yellow Harvest, if you've done it or not.
I went into it, and I have not done it yet.
So at this point, you're over leveled for it,
Yeah, I figured.
which that one has 2 extra bosses. One of them is a fairly standard one. The other one is probably like a step higher than it because fucking all the optional bosses I've found. Backtrack though, real quick. The combat system we haven't really talked about. Besides, it's
Well, we're gushing about everything else.
is
You
there
know?
I walked in Yellow Harvest. I didn't see anything.
so first you
Am I
go.
dumb?
Yes, because there's
Wow.
a section on the right with some hooks to climb up on, and you,
I must have just completely because if you don't see those, there's nothing to do there.
yeah,
Yeah, there's not.
because literally you just climb up those, and then it takes you to a cliff, and they say, "Oh, that Nevron's up there. Looks like it's eating the earth," and you can just fall down to the zone.
I'll probably just go clean that.
It's
up
like,
now.
wow, that Nevron is the size of a mountain. It's like, is it eating the mountain?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll have to go back and clean that up.
yeah. Because besides that, the only other sort of optional thing out there in Zone 1 that you can get to without flying is the Gestural Secret Fight Club.
Shout out to
I did
that.
go back and do
Yeah,
that.
I went back and did that too. So shout out to that.
See, that was a fantastic thing for me because that's where I perfected my parrying.
That's probably a good place to do it. Yeah, that's probably a good place to do it. But no, the combat though is incredible. You know, when they talked about the game, one thing they did say is they had an idea for combat, right, to make a unique combat gameplay experience, and they finished and perfected the gameplay before they ever made anything else. And
Yeah.
it shows.
I didn't know I needed a Dark Souls turn-based RPG.
Yeah, that's a dude. The amount of people I've seen like online where it's just like Souls players, we were built for this. It's like, this is it, brother.
Well, I was gonna say, like, tied into the combat system is also like the was it the Picto
Picto system.
Yeah, the
Picto
Pictos,
system?
Yeah,
It's like I have so many to choose from right
Yep.
now.
So I may or may not have ruined one of my characters. So CL is my main damager and just overall character. So you know what I did? I took all my Lumina crystals. I put them all on her.
every single one.
Yep.
Oh my god.
She has 200 Luminaire points.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. You
mine's
have
balanced.
Everything unlocked?
Just about, yeah. Because I literally because I was looking at it, I was just like, I'm not doing anything with these points. Because I mean, I haven't gotten to a point where it's like, I feel like I absolutely need to put extras into people. I more or less, whenever I went to camp, I just was like, I'll just round everyone up. So I just went, the last time I went to camp, I went, hey, CL, have at it.
Have fun.
No, I was kind of like Alex. I haven't like had any rhyme or reason of why I use them. I've kind of just like, I'll put 5 on you and 5 on
Yeah,
you and
same
5 on
here.
you, and then I don't buy anything because everything's I still don't have enough to buy stuff. So I'm like, we'll just figure that out later. You get so many of them.
And they're only 1,000 at any gestural store, and I always buy them all anyways. So,
Yeah.
but overall, the combat is fantastic because like you have each character has their own little system of how they play,
Yep.
or their initial sort of combat loop, with which you can change out based on whichever side of their tree you want to spec out into. You have Gustav and Gustav, who builds charges so he can one punch people. Mael with her stances, which based on whatever skills you have, you swap between stances to have a weird combo set up for her.
Or you could be like me and use male as your main nuker and say, fuck the stances.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you can play around the stances and swap between them to get a bunch of benefits. Several weapons really want you to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily doing that right now. I'm probably going to transition to it soon. But for right now, I'm just using her as, I mean, she's kind of my setup and my nuker. She's
See-
my enabler for everyone else to be able to do their thing, but also she's my main source of damage.
Yeah. Then Lune, she uses
She builds elemental charges.
Yeah, she builds charges.
Consumes
Strands, I think is what they're called.
Stains.
Stains. Thank
But yeah,
you.
essentially she builds elemental charges based on what type of spell she uses.
She's a
Yep.
resource character. You build
Yeah.
resources, then use it to empower other skills.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you empower them to do more damage, add like debuffs or
Yeah.
something like that.
Some skills give her a second turn.
Yeah.
CL, she is a apply stacks, clean stacks.
Yeah. She is hit, put stacks on, hit again, take stacks off, and do more damage.
Yep.
Or do some bonus effect
yeah,
of some sort.
Do something.
Then
Verso.
he's his system's called Perfection, where you literally have to do a perfect play with him to rank it up as if you're playing like a DMC. And the higher the perfection is, the more damage he does, and then certain skills do bonus effects depending on the grade of perfection you're at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he starts at rank D,
D.
and then by doing damage or
Blocking.
dodging and parrying,
Yep.
you build stacks to go higher grade, and higher grade get more damage, or higher grade you just do more damage.
No, it actually says it increases his damage because at S rank you're doing 200% more damage with him.
Well, yeah, it increases the amount of damage that he does the higher he goes, but like Zach said, certain abilities add different effects based on what grade you're in when you use the ability.
And it's called perfection because anytime you get slapped, he loses a grade.
Yep. I don't think it'd be a spoiler for me to talk about the last character because he's in all the promo
Yeah,
stuff.
you can talk about him.
Monaco. I mean, I don't think it's spoilers to talk about him, but like his is really interesting, where he can turn into different monsters that different Nevrons that he kills, but by eating their feet. Yeah. So yeah, he takes their feet and he's able to turn into them. But all of his moves, he has multiple masks. And whatever move you do, the amount of hits that it is, it rotates around the wheel to get to the whatever mask. So you have like, 4 hits where you start here, it'll go 4 over. 1 hit, it'll go 1 over. And then each of those masks can give you a boost with your moves where it's like this move's like if you're using this move on this mask, it gives an additional boost.
Gotcha.
And each of the moves is how you get the moves is essentially defeating enemies, defeating Nevrons while he is playing with you. He cannot just be on the sideline. So right now I'm running him as my party to kind of stack up his stuff. But that's how he gets the moves, whatever. It's like there'll be an enemy with like a little symbol beside him, and that's someone where if you defeat the enemy, he takes their foot, and he's able to transform into said enemy and gain some sort of an attack for him.
And the other thing with combat, which I really like because of my play style, is once you do get more than your initial lineup of 3 people you can have on the field, if you should have a party wipe, the game then asks, do you want to send in the reserve team?
Yeah, which that's really nice. Because I did not know that for the longest time until it finally happened. And I'm just like, oh, okay, well, it's up to you. Carry me.
Yeah. First time it happened to me was like I think I was fighting an enemy where I was like, it was a tough fight for me because I was probably there a little too early.
Yeah.
And it was like, do you want to sit in the reserve team? And I went, hell no.
Mine was Act 1 boss. Final boss Act 1. Yeah, that was my first time it happened. And
You got wiped on him?
Yeah, literally right when I'm about to beat him. Like it was right there at the end.
On phase 2?
Yes, phase 2. Yeah. So then it was all up to Mail. I'm like, get in there and do your thing. Help me.
I think I killed him in 2 turns.
I did the same.
I killed him in 2 turns. I don't know if it was just like the way I had my party set up at the time, but because it's changed drastically recently.
See, that's speaking of that, I actually really like things with some like the bosses who do have multiple phases is that it doesn't reset the fight. It just goes into it, resets the boss, but you still have all your stuff from the fight ready to go. Because like that's made all the phase 2 fights very easy to me because by the time I'm finishing the fight, my team is stacked up where it is. So literally phase 2 comes out, I was like, oh, you're in for a bad time.
Yeah. No, for whatever reason, that Act 1 boss is the only boss that I've literally struggled on. Because like that other boss for the the one that we keep referencing,
Duelist or whatever his name is.
That was easy. It was a lot of fun, very easy for me. But just that one boss for whatever, I couldn't get the patterns down or something. I don't know.
I was gonna say, I think I've only had like 1-2 phase boss fight, maybe 2.
Should be just be 1, the Lamp Master.
But if it's just the 1 so far, I mean I've kind of just ran it over. Which I mean has kind of been the story of my run is my team is way tankier than I expect it to be.
My team's the opposite because I may have also sort of ruined Lune.
What'd you do?
So all of her stats are at this point 15, besides luck. It's currently at 60.
What?
I mean,
that's crazy.
I mean, that's not. I mean, my Luna's not that
Actually,
far out of scale.
I take it. No, it's not at 60. It's at like 54 or something. It's about to hit 60.
I was gonna say I pumped only luck with her for like the first 35 points, and then I started putting points into agility.
Yeah.
But when I started putting points into agility, it just gives you a lot of defense.
Yeah.
So she's still probably actually, you know who's got the least defense on my squad?
Male.
Ursu.
Really?
Male's got the most.
Really? Okay. Male's got the least for me. I'm building hers up.
I've only pumped agility on her,
Okay.
which by pumping agility, by happenstance, you get a bunch of defense from like it adding
Yeah.
the points into it. So she's got probably the most defense on my squad right now. But no, my Verso's got a lot of. He's got like some extra health, and then like the Pictos that I actually have like equipped on him are mostly just like I want him to have the abilities, but I don't have enough points yet to where he doesn't have to have it equipped.
Yeah.
But eventually that'll get swapped out.
That's right. The one reconcile with this thing, if you think you can ruin your characters, they give you a lot of respec items, which you only need one to respec.
True.
Yeah,
So if you feel like you've ruined your character, you can respec at any time, just about.
It's easy
how
to
much
fix.
crit do you have?
Like, what's the percentage?
It's got to be up there.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't actually really looked at it. I just know half the time when I'm using Lune, pretty much all of her attacks are crits.
Are you playing her lightning?
Yeah.
I was gonna say you have to be.
Yeah, that would be so much
because
damage.
Lune with a lot of the lightning spells, it has the effect if you crit, another bolt happens.
Yeah. I'm running. She's
I'm
like.
assuming it's just a light show when you cast.
So the attack that I mentioned that Alex also has called Lightning Dance. It is 7 attacks. The boss that Alex and me are referencing, the dual one that's at the end of the battlefield that you're on, John. I watched his health go from 3/4 full to 1 Lightning Dance go to a 1/3.
See, I haven't had that experience because I'm not using any lightning spells right now. But I was using like just the starter lightning spell that's like low lightning damage, 3 hits, but if it crits, it goes off.
Yeah.
Most I've seen that do is like 8 hits.
See, because my Lune has so many crits, it's a 7 hit, and pretty much all 7 hits is a crit.
Yeah. See,
and it doesn't help because I always, with my loop with Lune, I always spend 2 turns to set up, and then I lightning. So then it's also increased damage because of the charges.
Yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm doing with Lune because right now she's gotten the least focus out of me with like her ability setup because it's the one I'm playing. It's the one I'm just playing around with and switching stuff out the most.
Yeah.
Mainly just trying the different element types, seeing which ones I like, which ones like I think work well for their point cost.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's mostly Witchfire?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's mostly like a Witchfire bot
or Wildfire.
Wildfire bot. Yeah. That's mostly her job right now is hit an AOE on everybody, put some burn stacks on her, and watch Mail go to town on her turn.
See, I gotta be careful with my Lune because I have put so much into her luck. Because so everyone else's health on my team right now is right there, like the 1500 range. I think Verso's a little bit higher, and along with yeah, that's about where everyone is besides him. He's a little bit higher. She's still at 800 unless I put Pictos on her.
I was gonna say like for me right now, my characters are around. I think Verso's at like 14 or 1500, and everyone else is at like 800.
Yeah,
because I'm much.
You're not putting a lot into vigor.
Nothing.
Or vitality, not vigor.
Well, I'm putting nothing into vitality or vigor. Vitality, damn it.
Yeah, sorry.
On anybody other than Verso.
So your team's gonna become glass cannons real soon.
Yeah, I mean they already have been. They just recently got like the health increase because I put a couple Pictos on them.
Yeah.
There's one that I have that sounds like is something that might be decent for your Lune, just if she's getting her like destroyed.
Is it the one that gives her armor when she hits 50%?
The one that gives shields.
Yeah.
Yeah. You running that?
Yeah.
I had a feeling.
She also gets shell whenever she hits 50%.
Oh yeah. See, I don't have that on right or those on mine right now. I think Mail is running like 2 of the energized.
Yeah.
So that she can have the bonus AP.
When everyone else dies. Oh, you're talking about energized start.
The energized start, so that she has more on the first turn. Because right now, just for clear, like running around the field,
yeah,
I'm using just I don't want the enemies to ever have a turn build, which is working out pretty good. It works out pretty good on bosses too for right now. Just because with the extra ability,
Mhm.
like with the extra ability points, I can like set defenseless, do a
Yeah.
big hit with mail, transition over, get a bunch of like burn and stuff, potentially mark targets, and then like big burst damage. I got a lot of front loaded damage.
I gotcha. See, the other thing with combat that I want to mention is just all the boss designs have been very interesting and just each
Oh
of their
God,
gimmicks.
I love all the
Like
enemy designs.
one John was mentioned to me before we left is this the Crush Caverns boss.
Yeah,
It's literally just a
you got 5 turns.
yeah, it's just like some idle thing. You fall down into a rock pit trap, and more or less the boss itself, all it is defensive. It gives itself armor. It exhausts your team so they can't get any AP from any source. And but each turn it acts, it moves the walls closer. And if after it gets 5 turns, as John said, it just kills you. Game over. No reserve team. You can get yourself in a couple extra turns though if you have a break build, because when you break it, it has to spend a turn stun, so you get an extra turn, but or 2.
Oh yeah, that's where I set my break build up.
Yes.
Or like that's where I started transitioning into break.
Yeah, versus in which there's just tons of just extra boss lying around. Like, because one of the other ones I found is just 3 random Nevrons. Because it's in Yellow Harvest, so I went through Yellow Harvest, beat the initial final boss there. I love their boss designs because every time I walk into it, it's like it's a big open area. What's about to show up? And everything, and just also fuck that Act 1 boss setup of just you going down the tunnel, all the lights coming. I was like, fuck off.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to do this right now. But yeah, no, I beat it. I went off to a little side spot. I went first thing initially went up and was like, wait, is this where I came from? I look around, I was like, no, it's not. Okay. Walk out. And it's just sort of a dead end, just sort of nothing's there, and just a cliff drop off. I looked down, and it was really large. Usually they give you one of those magical ropes if you're supposed to go down there. I was like very unsure, so I went, jump, and let me fall down. I fall down there. There's just 3 random purple Nevrons just building something. And I was like, oh, what you guys doing? I thought they were some of the good Nevrons you could talk to. I touched it, and it went into a boss fight. I went, oh, shit.
I've started the approach of if I get close to anything, I immediately hit left or right bumper. I'm like, are we supposed to fight?
right. It's like, are we supposed to throw hands here?
Because there's been a couple times where like kind of like that where I walk up. I'm like, oh, what are we gonna talk? Oh, you're gonna move first now.
Yeah. Luckily, so I got first start on all my characters, so I always go first.
I had it on for a little while and then I changed it out because I found some that were way higher level and gave way more stats.
Oh, I just used the Luminaire Picto for him.
Oh yeah, I haven't. Like I said, I've got a bunch of utility stuff
Gotcha.
that I have set up on my characters, so everybody can be an enabler right now.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that fight was interesting. It's 3 enemies you fight, but every one of their attacks adds an effect called Blight on you, which you can't take off. Well, you probably can. I just didn't have any stat removing characters skills equipped in. But for each stack of it, you lose 5% of your total health, and it just stays gone.
Love that.
Yeah. So by the end of that fight, all my people's health was at like 200. I won, but
it was tough.
I mean, it wasn't any different from any of my other fights I usually have.
Yeah.
It's either I get it or I don't.
Yeah, where he sees like, a little bit can get chipped off. He's like, this is doable.
I was like, if your health bar, if I hit you with an attack and your health bar, goes down like a 10th or an 8th, my brain goes, we can do this.
It might take a little bit, but we can do this.
That reminds me of when you get introduced to Francois.
Oh yeah,
And you have to do that fight. And I was like, I pretty much took him down in 1 turn, and I'm like, I saw he was doing an attack, and it said something like doing the most powerful ice attack ever created.
Yeah.
I was like, let's just see what happens.
one go,
One shot, and I'm like, Pretty powerful attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally an Oko attack. Doesn't matter what you do, unless you parry it or dodge it, you're gone.
Yeah,
Yep.
I had that mindset where I was like, let's see how powerful it actually is. I'm not even gonna do any. Oh,
I enjoyed that interaction
I
between
loved
SK
it.
and Francois. It's like, damn it, SK, stop sending people over here.
but they're nice humans.
Then keep them on your side of the cave. Then at the end, was take his stupid rock. Oh, you got your ass kicked, Francois.
Did you try to talk to him again?
Yeah.
I love how he tries to like talk shit. And I think it was like male. It's just like, but you're a turtle that can't move, whatever. And he's just like, get out.
Yeah, he's just like, just keep in mind, I'm going to come after you. I'm going to get you.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to chase you
I'm
forever.
never gonna stop coming after you.
It's like, but
it's
you
like-
can't move.
Like, oh, is it a talking rock? No, I'm clearly a turtle.
All the characters are very good.
Oh, God.
Just each
God.
character's personality is very well
Yeah,
done.
true. No, like literally, there's been nothing about the game for me that's been disappointing.
No.
Like there's not. Like everything's been incredible.
The one hiccup I do have about the game, and just because it's me, is just sometimes the level design's a bit confusing.
Yes.
I can
Because
see that.
I do want to explore every part of the map and want to find all that stuff, but there's at times where I run and I go, I don't know if this is the right way.
I got
Yeah, I
stuck
get
in a
that.
loop for about 10 minutes, turned around when I was trying to get to the Jestral village.
Yeah, because there's some points on some of the maps where I'll be like, okay, I'll check this way first, and I'll be like, okay, there's a flag there, so this is the correct way. I'll go the other way, and then there's another flag there. I was like,
Yeah.
damn it!
That's
Yeah.
what happened to me, like going to the Jestral village, because it's basically you go into a clearing, you go down a way, and then you go up a way that curves the exact same
Yep.
way that leads up to it. And I got there and I went, oh no, I've been here. And I turned around, went the other way. I'm like, how am I back here? And I got stuck just doing circles for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. So yeah, some of the level design, as the levels themselves look fantastic and
Yeah.
very good, but in terms of pathing on some of them, if you're trying to explore the entire map, can be a bit confusing.
Are you playing on console?
Yeah.
You're playing on console?
Mhm.
I'm playing on
PC?
Game Pass for PC. I will say, because I have to mention it, there are cutscene wise, there are choppy cutscenes.
Oof.
There's a lot of clipping that goes on with like hair. I mean, it's gonna happen when you have the various
Yeah.
hair, like cosmetics and stuff. But like characters' clothing and stuff clips all over the place. There's been several times where like a cutscene will be going and a character will be over here and then just teleport here like a second later. Like it's not in the right spot.
Yeah.
Some stuff like that's happened. General gameplay wise, it's very smooth. Cutscene wise, it gets a little choppy here and there.
I haven't seen any of that myself. So.
One thing I will praise this game on, because it's not something I generally notice because it's generally accepted it's not going to be that great. The lip syncing in this game is phenomenal.
Mhm.
Like
I guess I really haven't paid attention to that.
like when the characters are talking,
Yeah.
it's one of the better examples of it I've seen in a while. Because normally, like you'll get a little bit of lag between it,
Yeah.
or it doesn't quite look right. It looks great.
The one last thing I do want to mention: how do y'all currently feel about the big old manor puzzle?
I don't know what I'm doing in the manor.
That's super interesting.
So there's different doors which gets you to different spots in the manor,
Yeah.
and which literally it's just figuring out whatever that room's thing is to get to whatever items.
Yeah, because I just every now and then
I've only unlocked one door so far.
really.
Did you not get the one in the Jestral village?
I've got like 3.
Yeah, I got 3 as well.
Okay, no, then yeah, I got the one in the dish. So I think I've got like 2 or 3.
Did you get the one on the island?
That one, no.
It gets you
yeah.
to the
So
study.
I got the one in the Jestral Village, and I got the one that is in the Stonewave Cliffs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was wondering if there was something more to it, but it's like
Oh, that means I got 4 then. Because I got the initial manor, I got the kitchen, I got whatever connects to the kitchen. I don't remember what it was.
there's a doorway in the kitchen that you can just open. That's kind of like a room that has another locked door.
Yes, I got the room that is that locked door.
Okay, I don't have that one, but I have I also got like the study or like the library.
That's I got the library, and then I got the random bedroom that had one of had the skirt outfit.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
that's
the one that was
you
in
get
Stone
from.
Wave.
Yeah, that's the one in Stonewave.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, I've found 4 doors so far.
Okay. Yeah, I've got 3.
So the only
And I assume it's just you find the door, you get into another room, there's item that you got to get.
Pretty much.
And then you go back into the rest of the manor.
pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, it probably just ultimately leading up to the final, the very
big
end
door,
Yeah,
yeah.
probably just gonna lead up to that be unlocked.
Did y'all unlock the secret room in the initial manor?
I'm gonna say no.
So in that main dining hall area, there's 4 switches, which opens
then
up.
no. No.
Okay.
No, didn't do it then.
No.
Yeah, there's just run around the dining area, and there's 4 things that'll have interactable stuff
Yeah.
on the ground level there, and it opens up a secret little passageway you can squat down into.
Oh, okay.
I will say when I first got to the manor, I ran up to like the 2 doors on the ground floor initially, and I was like, oh, they're locked. I'm like, I gotta run around and try every door.
That's what I did.
I didn't even make it to like trying really other doors. I just instinctively ran to mail. I like went up and I was like, first door I'm gonna try. Open it. I'm like, I don't know if I had that moment where I was like, she just did whatever door I go to first. But then realized I was like, no, I guess I just naturally went there.
Nope, I found her door. I immediately turned around and went to the rest of the mansion.
Yeah, I found her door, and then I was like, all right, well, let me check everything else out first before I go initiate whatever this is gonna be.
Any kind of final thoughts you want to put on it?
Yeah, the board. It's time for the board.
Well, that's final thoughts.
Yeah, that's final thought. That's like closing statements is the board.
What is that? What happened to 7?
I just made sure to include 7 as a good score.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to really make that
Okay.
clear. But no, overall final thoughts. I mean, it's gonna just kind of lead into the board. I think the game is absolutely incredible. Like I've already said, it's exceeded all expectations. Combat, narrative, just the general tone setting, everything about it, the characters, the lightheartedness into this very dark and grim story. Everything about it, I think this game is unbelievable. It's absolutely, it needs to be played.
It's your favorite game of the year so far?
Oh, 100%. This is personally, this is my favorite game of the year so far. And like I said, now it's all steam ahead for Digimon Time Stranger. That's my second most anticipated. But as of right now, Expedition 33 is by far my favorite game of the year. By far. It's incredible.
My initial score, I will give it a 9 for currently. When I roll credits, I'll probably call it a 10, but we'll see if it stays at a 9 or not once I roll credits.
For me, this is currently, I'm kind of with Zach. This is currently 9. I will say, I do have a but. This game is currently a 9 out of 10 for me. I'm gonna finish it. I gotta see roll credits. My opinion is probably gonna keep going up on this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's currently my second favorite game of the year.
Mine's
Kazan,
already
your
a
first?
10.
My favorite game of the year so far is Kazan. If I roll credits on this game, it could change that. But the more I play this game, the more I like it. But I have enjoyed my time with Kazan more so far, but I also have 3 times the time in Kazan.
In case you missed it, Alex said 10, so.
Yeah, this is already a 10 for me. Just the pro up front, if I had it as a button, shout out to Animan plus 50. If I had it as a button of Zach on here to press, shocker, I cried. I'd press it because I cried in the prologue, and then my jaw dropped in the prologue, and then my jaw dropped again, and then my jaw dropped again with Act 1. Nonstop, this game has made me bust out laughing. It's made me cry. It's made my jaw drop. This is a 10. For me, it's 10. This game has exceeded all expectations. It's a masterpiece for me.
I would have this like could be a little shocker. It's very much right now looking like, based on how much I'm enjoying this game, it looks like I'm gonna have at least 2 10 out of 10 games this year.
Look at you, buddy. And here's the fun fact. Both have Ben Star. Shout out to Ben Star carrying the load for you.
This year, because of games, I'm actually going to roll credits on more than one game this year.
Oh, I know, right?
Dude, same.
Right?
You know what's funny, though, thinking about it, though? The Act 1 in cutscene, I do got to say, my Gustav in it looked actually fantastic, even
Really?
with the Luminaire suit and the dumb sunglasses, the baguette sunglasses, and his face off.
I find that hard to believe.
It actually looked
I
really,
find that hard
it
to
actually
believe.
looked really good. And the whole thing with the sunglasses of everything going on, and then when he chooses to stance up. It actually looked really solid.
I find that hard to believe, but I'll take your word for it. Oh,
You know, who would have thought that in 2025 was going to be the year where I'm going to have two, and by the end of the year, potentially a third personal 10 out of 10
Right.
with Digimon Time Stranger.
yep. Facts.
That's going to be one of the best years for me.
Yeah, one of the best years of
And who-
gaming for you,
and who
man.
would have thought that included in one of those potential 10 out of 10? Because the only thing that could make Kazan not a 10 out of 10 for me personally is if the ending just completely falls off a cliff.
Right.
But who'd have thought that
Yeah,
one of
at
my
you.
potential 10 out of 10s of the year was also going to be a Souls-like game?
Yeah, who would have thought?
See, the perfect year for John, or I guess not the perfect year. The most surprising year for John would be whenever he says, "I have a 8 or plus rating horror game in his list of games for the year."
Yo, facts. Will that ever happen? That's the
No.
real question.
No.
We can hope.
Zach, I was getting spooked in the black and white cutscenes in this game.
Those are very atmospheric
They are,
cutscenes.
they are.
Like they started and I went, "Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this at all." I'm saying this out loud while I'm in my house by myself.
That's great.
I guess you didn't have fun in the cave scenes then when you're running around with your little light.
That didn't bother me. It's because of the ambiance and
I
the
gotcha.
mood that's put in those cutscenes. Like there's a weight put on there.
See, that's sort of one of the funny things is just talking about the wave cliffs, the manor door there. When you go down that rope and you just see that knight standing there,
Oh yeah.
and I was
yeah.
like, "Oh, this is gonna be a fight." One code him and went, "Okay." That was a disappointment, bro.
right, with how he was danced up and shit. Yeah. Also, I forgot to shout this out. Expedition 33 is now the #1 highest user score game in history on Metacritic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it is setting as of today a 9.7, which is from everything that I can find is the highest score ever for user score on Metacritic. I don't think you guys could even attempt to guess the second place, because like
It's probably something wild.
dude, it's incredibly wild. Because like my first thought was, all right, let me go through greatest games of all time, go through like the top 30 games and just check them, and they're all varying. Where it's like 9.1, 8.9.
I would assume
whatever.
it'd be some game that didn't have a very high fan base,
True.
so it was more of people who actually played and enjoyed it.
So I tried just simply Googling highest rated user score games on Metacritic, and Metacritic did have a page for it, but the page is by no means accurate at all, because every time you click something, the page like resets the list, and I can't filter it right. But I did find the #1 because nothing else has this score. It is a PS2 game. It is Rugby 08 with a 9.5. So I was like, okay, shout out to Rugby 08 with that 9.5 user score, buddy.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, man. But yeah, no, Expedition 33 not only is currently the highest rated Metacritic game of the year, it is the highest user score Metacritic game in gaming history. So big shout out. That's beating out Ocarina of Time. That's beating out the Mario Galaxies, the GTAs. I mean, it's beating out all the big dogs that you would possibly think of. So big shout out to Expedition 33. And all day today and yesterday, I keep seeing the Clair Obscur Twitter, as well as like different developers, like someone will put that up. It's like, oh yeah, Expedition 33 is now the highest rated game of the year, and they're just like, what? And it's just like, oh, and now it's a 9.7. They're like, it's going up. It's like, what?